You can have a dude whose house is on fire and he'll turn around and be like, well, this is a great opportunity to talk about how woke and gay caused this. Actually, do not say it's climate change.
Ignorant blank hole. It's because liberal.
Please mention PG&E one fucking time for the love of God. I have. And everybody yelled at me when I said PG&E works in Southern California and corrected me and told me that PG&E does not work in Southern California and that it is SoCal Edison or LADWP.
Idiots like you elect liberal idiots like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. One doesn't understand the first thing about fire management and the other can't fill the water reserves.
Well,
reservoirs.
Across the board, there's been a failure to figure out, to pre-plan, to pre-position. Karen Bass, the mayor out there, she declared a state of emergency and then she flew to Ghana. And it's like, okay, there's going to be something.
17 hours.
There's going to be something that's going to change the arc of this city forever. And what is she at? She's at a ceremonial inauguration. From start to finish, all the way from the local neighborhoods right up to the top guy, Joe.
RDC made a video about this. Oh, yeah, this is funny.
Movie more confusing. All right, guys. People are dying right now. There's like toxins in the air, pollution. People are choking. We need y'all help right now. Oh my God.
It wasn't that shooter.
And
was
the
standing
monkey.
up there.
I was so
What are y'all talking about?
Hey, I just said people are dying right now. Like there's red particles falling from the sky.
Yes.
And like people are just like falling over.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, that's early. Yeah, it is pretty early. I thought it happened like 45 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
45. What are y'all talking about? My family's dying right now. Come on, please.
That's why he said it.
That's why he cares.
No, they only care about the chairs.
You didn't read that article in 1999 where it said if we don't stop doing it to the climate, people are gonna die?
I mean, no,
I gotta put it out right here. Read it now. Read it now. What about his from 2005? Did you read that? What about his from 2015? And then we wrote a whole book. We wasted our time in 2022. What the fuck? Y'all didn't read none of that, huh? Yeah, it's too late now. You know when you can help? You know when you can help? In 1999 when I wrote the article. What's the past? Carbon footprint too big. No, ozone layer's being depleted. Sorry, guys. Those ice caps are gone, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no more animals.
No.
Oceans are gone.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys fucked up this time.
The sky is red.
Oh, actually, no lie. I have a plan.
What?
Okay.
We made these masks. We know we're fighting wars. We made these masks for us and our family, but y'all didn't fund them, so we did it with our own money. This is all we can make.
Okay, we'll give y'all some more money.
We'll take that. So give it to us in about 10 minutes and we'll start making them.
Okay,
But too much already be dead in like 4 seconds.
4 seconds?
Yeah, because the toxins are coming through.
Okay, give us the mask. Give us the mask. Come on.
Hey, those were ones that y'all made at the last second. Those were good, man. Good shit.
Give us the mask. Yeah.
It's above us. It's above us, guys. Hell yeah, watch that again. Hey, there's nobody at the movies, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's finally a peaceful movie experience. It's crazy because no one wants to address it even at this point where it's like directly happening. It's happening right now and they're still like, no, it's actually the thing that I care about that is responsible for this fire somehow. No matter how strange, no matter how insane, it doesn't matter. Like Libs of TikTok hates gay people, right? Hates queer people. She has spent the last couple of days talking about how the lesbian fire chief is responsible for this. It don't matter. Just as long as you don't say it's climate change, you can get away with saying whatever you want.
Oh, Biden, they got to figure out what went wrong. The mayor does not like being pressed. Why wasn't there water? Why didn't you pre-plan? Why'd you cut the budget? There's a little bit of what went on yesterday out in the city of Angels that was angry at her.
We're almost 48 hours after this fire started. There's not resources up there. The hydrants aren't working. Where's the National Guard? Where are miles and miles of water tenders? How are we addressing this?
Well,
your reaction?
First of all, you asked me, was I frustrated by this? Of course, because we all know that this has been an unprecedented event. We also know that fire hydrants are not constructed to deal with this type of massive devastation, and that the number one...
She's also not wrong when she says this. I'm not defending Karen Bass, okay? I have already criticized Karen Bass on areas where it is worthy of criticism, okay? But she's also not wrong as far as water hydrants having to deal with wildfires especially when there's 100-mile winds carrying ember everywhere. You're not going to be able to deal with that with water hydrants.
One problem, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday, was the fact that we...
Yeah, but why aren't they? Would be the correct response to that. What do you mean, why aren't they? A water hydrant is there for structural fires that happen in that city block. A water hydrant is not there for wildfires. If that was the case, they would build wildfire prevention water hydrants all around the forest. That's not how you do. That's a structural fire. A water hydrant is created for structural fires. You can't deal with like massive wildfires with water hydrants, like using a water pistol. Trying to shoot the wildfire with a water pistol.
We weren't able to do that.
Bomb the fire? They did. And actually, that is a successful way to stop the wildfire. They bomb it with water. That is literally what they do. Some places have straight up like loiter munition style water bombs that they drop. That's not even a joke. That's a real that's what they're doing. It's actually very successful. One might even make the argument, this is crazy, but one might make the argument that even blowing up the fire with like explosive munitions could potentially work in stopping the fire. The explosion sucks out the oxygen, so it would suffocate the fire in its entirety. Nuke the fire. That's so stupid, Lemafeao. No, it's not stupid. The heat would reignite the fuel. I'm a civil engineer. You're correct. Hydrants aren't magical water hotspots. They're just surface ports of fire water lines. It's impossible to build a fire water line in a network in a forest. But it's not just in a forest either. It's 100-mile winds coming in. You can like try to save as many structures as you possibly can with water hydrants, but like at a certain point, it's just not going to work. Water bombing.
Now,
here,
right down here in the
afternoon, we're told the plane is expected to be able to fly again tomorrow. That's very good news because typically we only have 2 of these.
I fought fires for 7 years in Canada. I didn't even realize you didn't have these. No, we do. They also sent them, obviously, from Quebec and other places as well, because there was a need for additional planes like this. And one of them got hit by a drone. My province, with 1 million people, has 6 of these water bombers. I assume you guys will have a bunch too. I guess not.
Crews out there have the drone that hit the plane. The FAA wants to remind people it's a federal crime to interfere with firefighters and their operations. And flying a drone near wildfires is not only dangerous, it's not recommended, it's illegal. This aircraft, as I said, once again expected to fly tomorrow. We can tell you David Bigger is with us right now. You not only are a pilot, but you know a lot about this. The whole drone situation being up over the area.
well, yeah. So the
Why don't we have more of these? I don't know. Maybe because we have a lot of planes. It's just planes that drop not water bombs, but bombs. I heard LA only has 2 water scoopers available. Is that true? Because the Pentagon just announced that they want to purchase 150 B-21 Raider stealth bombers. So I'm trying to understand the relative ratio. I'm not saying anything, but it seems like we have a much better use of federal funds and local funds as well in terms of helicopters, for example. They can't build these planes up here north fast enough for the demand. Do you think the political capital impact of the fires will be a major topic for Trump's first year? The U.S. only has 10 super scoopers. Canada has 64. Okay, well, guess what, dude? How many fighter jets are you guys giving to Israel or Saudi Arabia or Egypt or any number of our security partners? Excuse me. That's right. Guess what, dude? Other countries need. Also, U.S. about to have 74 when we annex Canada is so funny because we're going to take over Canada and then we're going to also eliminate their super scoopers. We're gonna be like, nah, you don't need them. We need to use all of your productive forces to make our own more bomber jets.
The thing is, as soon as fires start breaking out, one of the first things that they start coordinating at the FAA is putting up a flight restriction. There's a flight restriction over the entire Palisades fire from the surface up to 7,000 feet. Now, most drones aren't allowed to be operating above 400 feet anyways, so anywhere within that area, not allowed. Part of the concern that always exists for firefighting aircraft is they're flying pretty low. They're doing a lot of water drops and retardant drops. And if a drone, let's just say, was sitting at 400 feet or something like that, some people do fly higher than that, which is not allowed. But if a drone is at 400 feet and they're going in to try to make some sort of precision water drop, they can end up striking that. That's always the concern. And in previous fires, we've had instances where a drone gets spotted and all the aircraft get told, okay, everybody back off for a minute. We're going to see if that drone is still there because it is a threat to the aircraft. They got probably pretty lucky that it hit the nose of the aircraft and not any of the engines or anything like that.
Well, yeah, you look at the fixed wing there, and then you think about the choppers. They're all rotors. If a drone was to get clipped with one of those rotors or go into the rotors, it could be catastrophic.
So the thing.
California is a pretty substantial firefighting force, but certain aircraft are better suited for certain geographies. The CL-415 is actually becoming less efficient, and helicopters and smaller water bombers are able to do more and more accurate drops per hour. I'm reminded of that one heli drop that was so sick. There's been a couple incredible helicopter water drops that I've seen, at least, that are phenomenal, where they just go boom, drop it right on the money, and you're like, oh, that must feel good. The cost/availability of pilots. Pilots must retire by a certain age, and airlines pay way more. It's not just a military complex. Whenever people say, oh, it's just not availability of labor, that is an incredibly easy problem to solve. It's called money. You just also admitted it. You're saying that commercial airliners pay more for the pilots than federally funded wildfire prevention groups can. And okay, yeah, just, make the wages more competitive. That's it. Yo, this was crazy. Look at this one. This one was amazing.
Back in the Palisades, and I understand that you have another structure burning behind you.
Boom.
Do we have Chelsea?
Amazing. Or you can do the other thing. Yes, sentence more people to prison. And then that way you can have more free labor, and then make them at gunpoint. Train them and then make them fly the planes at gunpoint. I think I really like that solution, actually. We should do that instead.
Air support because of the winds. And so, of course, I am absolutely frustrated by that. I am not sure that is correct, that there are no resources up there, but rest assured, as soon as we are done here, I will follow up on that.
I will say this. I'm wondering how many flights were grounded because President Biden was going to Los Angeles to visit his great-granddaughter. So it has to be investigated, too. Did you clear out the airspace that could have been used? How did the president get in?
Here's the thing, too. We learned a lot after Katrina, right?
Yeah, we did.
When you had that hurricane that went into North Carolina, no one was expecting that. But in California, you do expect wildfires.
Right.
They happen all the time. So when you're the mayor, you would think you would have.
Yeah, what about Florida? What about the hurricanes in Florida? Because I didn't see you guys complaining about Ron DeSantis, interestingly enough.
The proper tanks that would be filled to the brim. They're saying they were, but are they?
Have enough.
And they didn't have enough, so you build more. It's just like what happens in New Orleans. After the hurricane came through, they built up the levee.
By the way, in 20 minutes, I'm going to be talking to Sean O'Brien of the Teamsters for a little bit. We're going to do a 30-minute slot where we talk about labor unions under Donald Trump and a bunch of other stuff, unionization efforts that are going all around the country. I'll also field some questions from the chat as well. Hopefully you guys won't be super annoying about it. I have some questions from Alex Press as well to direct his way. After that, we have so much more to talk about aside from union conversations. Some people expected what happened in WNC. They're called weathermen. The forecast called for catastrophic flooding and landslides, yet there was a failure to take it seriously and do something. The podcast with me and him is going to come out on the 15th. It's the first episode. Wrong. I'm going to be a whiny little purist, and I bet everyone else is too. Hell yeah.
System. They fixed it.
Well,
They
she
tried
also
at least.
said that the hydrants weren't properly staged in a way that could sustain a fire like this. You're in California. Why wouldn't you
So
have
build
that
them.
universally
Yeah, fix them.
in the state if you're at risk? Right. I know that this is different from LA. They haven't experienced anything like this in LA before. But there's always the risk, which is why the people try to get the insurance as a result of that.
But yet we can name 4 major fires right in that area. So you can't tell me. Here's one question. When you have your emergency management meetings, you're in your windbreakers. If there's a fire that goes through 5 counties, would we be able to fight it? And if the answer, obviously, is no, and that's not good enough.
Now, the police chief there tried to give her some cover in the press conference, but there's a memo of the police chief at the time saying, look, this is going to hurt us. We don't have the proper resources. Guys.
Police chief? Does he mean fire chief? Have y'all tried calling in Clifford the big red dog to put out the fires as a thought? Yeah.
We've heard some reports from firemen. Let's take the water out of it. Firemen didn't even have the proper equipment. How does that happen? How do you explain that firemen didn't have the proper equipment?
Their budget was cut.
Yep.
17 million.
The owner of the LA Times, historically a left-leaning newspaper, wrote on X last night, fires in LA are sadly no surprise, yet the mayor led the LA Fire Department, cut the LA Fire Department budget by $23 million. Okay, so when we think, if there are budget cuts, what do you think? Okay, not as many trucks? No, it's across the board. They can't afford to hire enough mechanics. They've got yards full of fire trucks and fire engines that cannot leave the field because they don't work. They need mechanics. It's from start to finish. And what have we heard from California? You know, from this couch, we have reported about all the crazy, super liberal policies over the last couple of decades. And over the last couple of months since the election, what has California been doing? They've been trying to Trump-proof California. You know what? They should have fireproofed it. And what they should have done is they should have planned for a really big fire because it happened this week.
No, they're focused on these DEI recruitment videos that focus on that when they should have been focusing on the things to keep people safe.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian.
Oh my God! The California mom that intercepted Gavin went on Fox News. Oh my God! Oh my! I'm not even gonna watch this. Okay. Oh my God! Every once in a while, conservative media latches onto a story that leans left/populist, and it's always just surface level. They don't dig deeper. Lol. Yeah, obviously, their job is to still redirect the anxieties and frustrations into more appropriate targets.
In LA, if you survived the fire, congrats. This is round 2. This is threat number 1 was the fire. It's slowing down. Great. Do not relax. There's no time for fucking tears yet. No crying, no nothing. This is game time because human beings are the apex predator. People are aware. Cops, nobody's responding to crimes right now. Everything is going to be covered.
What? What is going on here?
And overlooked by this whole fire that's happening. People are already breaking into businesses, breaking into houses, harming other people, unaliving other people, because nobody's gonna fucking take the time. There's too much happening for people to look at. Oh, this person's not breathing no more. Was it a red rum or was it the devastation? There's too many things to be focused on. All crime, no one's there to help you right now. So, protect you and yours at all costs. And I mean all costs. All that.
Bro, what is happening in the minds of people on TikTok? It's like wild seeing a dude who's like 30 plus years old saying unaliving and red rum. Okay, TikTok language has just like infiltrated the brains of, rotted the brains of so many people. But also, this guy has 1.7 million likes on this TikTok talking about like how there is a murder and cannibalism happening in every corner of Los Angeles right now, and the cops know about it, and they're not doing anything to prevent it. What a insane statement. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court seems likely to uphold a law that could ban TikTok in the United States of America. And when I see stuff like this, I become reactionary myself and say, oh, good, please. It's crazy.
That fucking pent up bullshit that everybody got from 2024, you want to crash the fuck out? Save it. You about to need it. This is not a time to relax. This is not a time to fucking chill out. This is about to become a fight for resources. And you're also going to be dealing with people in the society of LA. All these homeless people been waiting for their moment. This is their time to shine. They're already breaking into houses, businesses, stealing people.
This guy used to be so nice. What happened? Like, I remember this guy having like a normal attitude about things and being like kind of like funny guy. What is going on right now?
Setting more fires just because they want to watch this shit go down. So keep in mind, the fire going away is threat number 1. I'm happy if you survived. I'm so fucking goddamn sorry everybody's in this goddamn position. It's the worst thing that can happen, but this is threat number 2. This is the one you really got to pray to make it the fuck out of. And when I say protect you and yours at all costs, because their crimes are kind of free for all. But if you got to do what you do, everybody's kind of free. This is all alleged also, because I'm making this video. But everybody there, you know what the fuck is really going on. You know what to do. So do not hesitate to do it. And the other thing, women, stick the fuck together. Be as vicious as you have to be. Nobody can respond to a crime call right now. Cops can't get down the fucking road to nobody. If men want to come.
dude, what is this guy in LA? There's no way he's in Los Angeles, right? Because I live here. I'm fairly close to some of the fires. What the hell is this guy talking about, bro? The roads are closed and whatnot. What is happening right now? What are these people saying? There's like roving gangs of homeless people that are looking to do unalivings. What is, dude, this kind of stuff. If you look outside, what do you see? It's just a normal city. Dude, like the night of the Sunset Fire, there was definitely a panicked environment. Understandable. Okay? 100%. But the notion that there's like mass murders occurring on the streets with cops refusing to respond to calls, like all this stuff. What the hell are you talking about? This. Tana Mojo, this. Why does this horribly like The Purge in a way? Stop giving them ideas. We were taught this in my emergency management program. Fend yourself in the first 72 hours. You're like the big brother who doesn't want to be mean, but definitely says what we need to hear. My military husband said the same thing yesterday. These are facts. Why does he make so freaking sense? Whoop ass girls and ladies, shoot first, ask no questions later. When he said be as vicious as you can be, babe, I got chills. Bro, what is happening right now? Bro, we dead ass live like 10 minutes away and my mom would believe this bullshit. It ain't just people not from around here. No, I know. That is the craziest part about mind melting, because we spent so much time online that the reality outside of your door is no longer important. Okay. What is important is what they're saying online. It ends up literally breaking the brains of people that are directly in the impacted area. It is crazy. And I don't know how you deal with that. What do you mean? Look outside, man. I walked my dog this morning. Okay. The hell are you talking about? Mass gangs doing mass murders or whatever. What a crazy LARP, dude. This is being read as female empowerment. I know American minds are so warped that you can have like a supposedly liberal progressive guy talk in the exact same way that like libertarian gun nuts do, okay, but then couch it under female empowerment, and girls will be like, that's right, ladies, think like them to counter them. It's sad, but some people help and some people take advantage when disaster strikes because they see opportunities. I don't think Shaq can fully comprehend how badly crime panic has broken Californians' brains. Yeah, I mean, I've been warning about this for a while. I've been warning about this non-stop, talking about how like people in California have lost their minds, where they think like, he lives in Texas? Then why is he This is insane, dude. Actually insane. It's insane.
Come in your house and overpower you, or men want to catch you and find you. What you gonna do? There's no one to call, there's no one to help. So when I say life or death, and it's your life or your death, so act accordingly. This is not over. And there's no time to cry yet. Not yet.
1.7 million likes, bro. 1.7 million likes. This is so nutty. This is the same guy who made a video about how he was so upset over the breakup. He said he made a plan to murder his ex. Yeah, I mean, I don't care about like all of the other TikTok drama that this guy was associated with. I care about specifically what he's talking about right now. Apparently, an incredibly popular narrative on TikTok. I love how it was always guys in suburban McMansions talking like this is Hotel Rwanda. Yeah. A complete societal collapse has taken place in Los Angeles, okay? Do not look outside. I'm literally doing DoorDash in Pasadena right now. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. People like this wanted to be real so bad. They've been waiting for an apocalypse. Yeah. Like, that's the craziest thing. Like, yo, the municipality picked up trash yesterday, okay? What are you guys talking about? Like, what are you talking about? I just don't understand what... How do you fantasize about like ultra violence taking place somewhere else? I'm there, okay? I'm in the neighborhood. I'm gonna tell you right now, these people are out of their minds, all right? He sounds like he's threatening people. What happens when a guy comes to your house or hurt you, overpower you? No one call for help. Is me? I'm the guy. No, I'm just. You were worried about that trash pickup. No, I'm just using that as an example, as a point of reference to showcase that like, one, Los Angeles is massive, and two, like. Obviously, certain parts, areas that are not impacted by the wildfires immediately are still operating in the normal ways that they are operating. That's it. Probably Kai ate 2 looters today and you're covering up this narrative. Yeah. Mansion can burn and that is good. What are you talking about? Did I even say anything like that? I'm literally in downtown LA. It's so peaceful compared to normal. People are helping each other all the time. So many organizations, places doing free food, charity, and donations. Yeah. Chad Crowley is blaming DEI for societal collapse. Who's Chad Crowley? an illiberal riding the tiger. Let's talk about the collapse. Fires rage in Los Angeles and no one can put them out. A clear symbol of a civilization unable to solve even its most basic problems. Joseph A. Tainter's The Collapse of Complex Societies provides a framework to understand why this happens. Civilizational collapse is no relic. Yeah, okay. While I do agree with civilizational collapse as a narrative, I understand that the reasons as to why there is a civilizational collapse is because of capitalism and not because of like some random nonsense like DEI or whatever. But these guys are so desperate not to recognize what the truth is that these guys are so desperate to not recognize what the truth is that it's like they have to claim that it's modern institutions prioritize demographic representation over merit. Oh, I hate to break it to you, but if TikTok is banned, it'll only get worse. The plan is to sell it to Kevin O'Leary. Get ready for the most right-wing brain rot propaganda platform I've ever seen. Thanks, Joe. Local LA news is, of course, pushing the looter narrative too.
Just getting my whole family out. All you have in your mind is just you're in survival mode at that point. I saw men coming into our neighborhoods.
Oh my God, local news. Why are you doing this, bro? Oh my Lord. Hundreds of... This is Tyler Oliveira coverage coming from KTLA.
Confirmed it. She had this to say. Take a listen.
It was wild. We just started seeing all these cars pull up, doors open, and groups of men running up our street, going up to the doors of these houses. And we weren't sure what was going on. I'm thinking, are these people here to help my neighbors? I hope so. And I left, and then my husband talked to the police and said, what are those guys doing? These guys don't live here. Get them out. My next door neighbor said, his quote, there were like 100 people that came up on scooters and were trying to get into any and all houses on the street.
And did you physically see police officers stopping them?
I didn't, but...
I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say.
It's not to say that they weren't. It was so incredibly chaotic, and I was so worried about my big family and getting them out of our old tinderbox of a house that I was just focused on them first.
There were dozens of scooter gangs, dude. They're doing it. It's like every Treatlerite suburbanite with like high levels of paranoid schizophrenia is now sitting in front of a microphone talking about their fantasies. Once again, I'm not discounting the notion that there might be you know, opportunists trying to take advantage of the situation in areas that were evacuated but not impacted immediately by fires. Okay? Having said that, the notion that there are hundreds of people on scooters ravaging the lands is so psychotic, dude. It is so... Don't think about climate issues. Think about the looters. Looters don't live here. People that don't live near you are bad. She is a CNN producer. Oh my God. Dude, people have their phones on them nonstop. People take videos of everything they see. Were the videos of this happening to an extent? Yeah, so far the only videos I've seen of the looting that's occurring is the one guy that was apprehended that the police said they did not have enough evidence to suggest that he was actually an arsonist. And the other video that I've seen is a bunch of black people in Altadena evacuating their homes and helping their neighbors take out important stuff from their houses, which was being presented on Twitter as though it was scary black people looting homes. I've yet to see videos directly from these areas, from this. Everybody's got a phone on them, I'm sure. And the thing is, I'm sure that there is. I'm sure that this can happen, you know? The problem is, even with the likelihood of this happening, there still is, you know, nothing that I've seen thus far. Marauding gangs of scooters that seemingly are Guatemalan of descent, too. I'm going to talk to Sean now, okay? Sean O'Brien of the Teamsters. And we're going to have a conversation about labor unions now. Hello.